Yeah, I can tell the frame rate is really bad. It can't run Paladins and that. Hello, Giantess Nexus. Nice to see you again. Um, I might remove this. I'm not really sure if this is gonna end well. I mean, it's two 3D apps. Alright. I'm gonna test it out with an Anime Girl preset that I have here. Let's see if 2D actually does pretty well. Uh, yeah. How's the frame rate? Yeah, it's abysmal. Alright, I think it's starting to be better now. I think it's alright. Anyway, welcome chat. I apologize for the delay. I was just simply trying to see how well the VTuber rig actually looks while I'm playing the game, and it looks like when I look at OBS it just slows down, but when I actually just play the game it seems to be doing just fine. So I'm surprised this laptop is actually more capable than what it seems, but at least what I'm seeing here is tolerable. Hopefully you can think the same, but anyway, I forgot to post. Let me just post something here and then I'll start a match. Give me a moment. Hold on, I'm gonna have to wear some bras just to keep the dysphoria away. So give me a moment. Oh yeah, I forgot to put chat. Let me just put chat on. Give me a moment. I forgot to put a lot of other stuff when I was setting this up, but yeah. Alright, I'm gonna put a test now. Okay, for some reason it doesn't want to show up. Alright. I think that should be it for the most part. I don't know why chat didn't show up there, but I hopefully it would eventually. I'm gonna see if I can actually see you guys through the tablet. I'm not sure if this is actually gonna work.
Siege. Choose your champion.
Alright.
Barrack. Customize your champion.
Yeah, there's a lot of slowdown here. I'm gonna have to remove the avatar. Sorry.
It's about time, honestly.
Alright, I might have to put a placeholder image, but my computer doesn't seem to be good enough for that sort of thing. Yeah.
The battle has begun. An enemy has drawn first blood.
I did most of that.
Peasants, we've an objective to take.
Teammates needed on the phone.
Anybody want to trade places?
The payload.
God, why are you standing on this? Oh, that's the stuff. Blade, to the rescue. I can't right now. Thanks for the heals. Hey, catch! Too kind.
Alright, crap. Alright, I might have to put it...
Mirage incoming!
Yeah, sorry for the echo. I'm just seeing if the stream actually does work.
Your king is pleased.
Step into the light. Impel it! 30 seconds remaining.
Earth grows.
Yeah.
What is up with this? Alright, Chad, can you at least confirm if you can see the game just fine? Is it running at a frame rate that's actually good? Cause I'm trying to see it on my tablet, but it doesn't budge.
Lies around you.
My tablet
Point
probably
spawning in
sucks.
15 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
That is what I am talking about.
Don't deny the praise.
Played. Excellent work, friend.
The payload.
Actually got it. Hey, let's.
I am the herald. Have you met my friend?
They did most of that.
Mirage incoming!
Ah, shit!
Here's the catalyst.
Victory.
Alright, from the looks of it, this stream seems to be running just fine. Looks like chat is very quiet now. I don't know why, but yeah. Anyway, I apologize for not showing my face. It's just that, well, my computer obviously has its limits, but I'm glad that the game actually can run on here just fine. Okay.
Select a champion. Customize your champion.
Victor.
You can't intimidate me.
Finally, it actually works.
The strength of the team is each member. And the strength of each member is the team. The battle is about to begin. Five, 4, 3, 2, let the battle begin.
Oh, for fuck's
First blood. I've got your back.
You healed me. Thank you.
Thanks.
That was pretty easy.
much better. No one is the law. Mirage incoming!
What's this?
This is our battlefield.
Enemy killing spree. Enemy killing spree.
Tuesday, pick up the pace.
I'm on it.
Mirage incoming! No one is the law. We're taking heat.
Killing
I
spree.
can do this all day. This world.
Enemy killing spree.
This is our battlefield.
Beauty never dies. The tank needs backup.
Victory.
Alright, that was a good game. Sorry I was being quiet. Yeah, I think the animes was definitely something that made it really bad. I can't use animes. Only when I'm drawing can I actually use that, but other than that, it really isn't. It does have its limits, I guess. Alright. Anyway, I guess I should try and make my presence a little better.
Siege.
How are you, Giantess Nexus?
Choose your champion. Customize your champion.
Talus! All right, I'm ready for anything. Sometimes you have to fight for something you believe in.
Prepare for battle.
Hi.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The battle has begun. An enemy has drawn first blood.
They're behind us!
Killing spree.
There was so much more to see. I'll never give up! Never!
Stop the payload.
Blitz over! Watch your back! They're on me! Can't.
Enemy double kill.
Guess I was too reckless. I'll get through this. All right. Leaving so soon.
Enemy killing spree.
They're behind us. Taking fire. Leaving so soon. Watch your back.
30 30 seconds remaining.
This is our battlefield.
I'll never give up. Never.
15 seconds remaining. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Leaving so soon.
Overtime. Point spawning in 15 seconds. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Leave this ground. They're behind us! They're on me!
Time is fleeting.
I'm not giving up.
What's around?
Watch your back!
Escort the payload.
All right! I'll do better this time!
Enemy killing spree. Enemy killing spree.
Here's the...
This is our battlefield.
Leaving so soon. Can't. I'll never give up. Never.
I'm not giving up.
Enemy killing spree. Enemy killing spree.
Blitz upper. Leaving so
30
soon.
seconds remaining. Fifteen seconds remaining. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Overtime.
Leaving so soon. You're good. Leaving so soon. Come out. Taking fire.
Killing spree. Enemy rampage.
Really? This should have been hard.
Alright, apologies for me being quiet. It's kind of hard just to really think of anything to say while you're so focused, but I'll try and talk. I'm good, thanks. I'm just working on a bit of some animations. Good, I definitely wanted to see some of your animations.
Group up. Be careful.
Point spawning in 15 seconds.
Right. So,
4,
yeah.
3, 2, 1.
I don't know, I mean... I don't know if you play Paladin, so I'm just gonna be throwing a lot of terms that are, like, outside of... That might, but... Ah, shit. That was quite a surprise.
You can have that one.
Okay, maybe I should lower the volume in half. There's a lot of noise here. Alright, so currently I'm just playing as Talus, which is like a flanking character. And, yeah, I'm just trying to flank, as you've seen before.
Leaving so soon. I'll get through this.
This is our battlefield.
I mean, this game can get pretty chaotic pretty fast. So, yeah. Man. Ah.
I just spend my credits.
Man, my character's so fucking squishy. Sheesh. Alright.
Alright. I'll do better this time. Leaving so soon.
Hopefully my ultimate can actually help. I swear to God, Octavia's so fucking overpowered. By the way, chat, I'm sorry that I have to start with a game. I'll probably start drawing soon enough. I'll have to finish these by today. I guess I just wanted to test out something new. You know, test out if I could actually play Paladins along the way. Okay, I am definitely...
Never give up. Never.
30 seconds remaining.
Watch your back.
15 seconds remaining. 8, 6,
I am clearly new to this.
3, 2,
I'll do better this time.
Alright, we're in a tie now. I don't know if that's gonna be any good, but, yeah.
point spawning in 15 seconds. Five, 3, 2, 1.
Attack the objective! Attack the objective!
Leaving so soon.
I think I got an idea as to how I'm gonna, like, play this character. You know, how I'm gonna play as Talus here. Chat, let me know if the music is getting loud, because it's very loud on my end.
Enemy killing spree.
Leaving so soon.
Alright, we're getting there, we're getting there. And I died.
Victory.
Alright, I think this is a good time to take a break. I know you can see a picture, but it's not actually gonna move, so I'm just gonna use a PNG for whenever I'm, like, chatting. Anyway, how are you, chat? It's been very quiet as of late. By the way, I'm going to the bathroom. Be right back. All right, I'm back. I just how's chat doing? By the way, Nexus, what's the animation that you're working on right now? I'm curious.
Onslaught. Select a champion.
Ugh.
Customize your champion.
This here calls for precision engineering.
The battle is about to begin.
May this protect you.
Five, four, three, two, and one. So it begins. An enemy has drawn first blood.
Shadows.
Check your back. Barricade going up.
There's some fighters.
Sharon is kidding. Where are you? I have judged this world. Where did I go wrong?
Enemy killing spree.
Erecting a barricade.
killing spree.
Erecting a barricade.
Garage incoming!
Check your back. Can't use that.
Do this!
Enemy double kill.
It must be. Please heal us.
Barricade going up. Ahead. Check your kill.
Capture the objective.
This here's my gun.
They're close.
That's some good healing. Behind us, y'all. Not yet, partner. Nice shot.
Enemies behind us. This is my birthright.
Little help on the flooring.
Go dig.
Building a sentry.
You will not take this.
Enemy double kill.
Just something I whipped up.
Enemy killing spree.
Behind us.
Call me a doctor.
Garage incoming!
Building a sentry. It's fleeting. Move kick.
Enemy double kill.
Do this!
This is my birthright.
I have judged this world.
Go dig.
Es moribund. Let's go.
That was a good game. Holy shit. That was really good. It's a short animation where I'm planning to practice growth as I haven't done anything like that before. Okay, which character are you planning to use? I'm kind of curious. Once again. Alright, I think that should be enough for this game. I'm gonna go back to drawing. Give me a moment. It'll take a while because I'm gonna try and open animes. So, yeah. But yeah, all of this whole Paladins thing was meant to be more of a test to see how, you know, to push how far my computer can go before it starts chugging along horribly. But yeah, I guess I'll consider this to be more of a stress test. Oh wait, it's an Overwatch character. I didn't know that. Right. It's a short Overwatch animation where I'm planning to practice growth as I haven't done that before. Oh, but still, which character though? There we go. Animes is taking a long time to load now, for some reason. Come Great! I opened animes 4 times. To be honest, May is everyone's favorite. Like seriously, May is everyone's favorite. I'm not surprised at all. In fact, there's a lot of good vor art about May because she's really thick. She is the thickest of the thick. She's the thickest girl in all of Overwatch. Hella thick. There we go. Finally. Hopefully that didn't spook any of you because, yeah. I was like super still and then all of a sudden, BAM! I'm already coming to life. Let me just... Yeah. At least now my rig can actually move without it being a slideshow. But yeah. I don't know, Nexus. I think you're just kind of going on a very oversaturated thing, but I kind of like it. Anyway. I'm gonna open Clip Studio now. Hopefully it works.
I am impressed. You're the real deal, Red Eye. I'm gonna call you that because your eyes are bloodshot as hell and it looks really cool. He says you're gonna be my right-hand man because I can tell just by looking at you.
Wait, I think this is all copyrighted. Shit. Oh well, I'm not even monetized yet, so I don't see why I'm so worried about that. I mean, I'm gonna be soon, that's for sure, but I don't know. I don't think being demonetized is that really big of a deal. I guess a proper copyright strike is what I should be looking out for. So yeah, it's a shame, I suppose. By the way, Have you ever thought of doing another animation with a goblin before? I actually like that one you did with the Goblin War one. I don't not remember what it was, but it was, let's just say, it involved a gnome. She was kind of like doing a prank, and then she got eaten by a goblin that doesn't look all that different from me. So, yeah. I don't know if you remember doing that. I don't remember the name of the animation, but it definitely is... you definitely did it. You know, it was during the Warcraft... Yeah, the WoW model viewer days. What the hell is this? Why did this go? I'm gonna have to, like... I mean, I gotta make sure it's big. Yeah, like this. There we go. Alright. I'm gonna change to Clip Studio now. There we go. Alright, I'm just gonna watch a video because, you know, those are usually good conversation starters. The more spicier, the better. I don't know if this is gonna get me in trouble, but I was watching this video about this really ugly ass motherfucker called Arch Warhammer. He just goes by the name of Arch today. And basically, let's just say he was one ugly ass motherfucker like he's rotten to the core, to his soul, trust me. Although I was going to think about finishing the video around here, but I think it would be better to just watch it from the beginning so that you can get the full context. And I guess I just want to spread the word, so yeah. And there's going to be some ugly shit here, so just keep that in mind. Okay, that was unnecessary. Alright, let's see here. Okay, we got something. Just need to increase the size. There we go. So, right, let's start the video. Don't let that fool you. The guy's pretty good. If you worry about what everyone else has done, you will never get anything done. Yeah, I don't know. I guess the only reason I wanted to get into this is because it's spicy, but I don't know. You have a point. I think I've seen enough from this video to kind of know that that guy's bad news, but anyway. I'm gonna watch another video in that case. At least something a little more interesting, right? Let's see, I mean, last stream we were talking about PlayStation stuff. So, yeah. I'm guessing I'm gonna have to stick to that theme. Alright, PlayStation. I mean... There is this one YouTuber that I actually kind of like. This is basically like a internet historian derivative. He basically does a lot of shitposty videos, and they're not necessarily like really political or anything. Alright, so... Man, it's so hard to pick which video. Well, here's a little, I guess, challenge or, I don't know, suggestion. This model that you see here, I actually have it. You can use it if you want. Since you're very keen on using Blender, I would definitely like to see you use this model. So, yeah. It's more of a suggestion. You can use whatever model you want. Fuck. I don't know which video I want to pick now. Alright. I'm pretty sure you're gonna like this one. Oh fuck, the volume's off. What the hell? I'm gonna have to like really reverse this again. Don't worry, I already have an add-on to make it skip all those stupid NordVPN ads. I'm already tired of them, to be honest. Anyway, let me just activate the audio here because I turned it off because of copyright, and there we go.
On Wall Street this past week, plenty of chaos.
Led by something called Wall Street Bets, a popular, foul-mouthed Reddit page.
These next-generation investors have sent the financial world into an absolute frenzy.
And decided to buy
Sound familiar?
GameStop.
Traders encouraging each other to push shares higher and squeeze out short sellers.
Going after the people I despise the most in our society, speculators on Wall Street.
So they decided, we're going to buy GameStop. We're going to fuck their whole system up. And it was all because of these guys.
Late 2020. It's now almost a year into the coronavirus, and people have been locked in their homes for months on end. Stocks are still fiery hot, and everyone in the first world now makes their living trading them. It had been a bit bumpy, but the market continues its moon mission. Now the money printer had been dialed down for a while now, but at this point, its job was done. So many attendees had been acquired trading stocks that the smell of grease had emanated to every corner of the internet. Instagram, Facebook, even TikTok. Zoomers were fascinated. The stock market? Wasn't that a thing for boomers in New York? Well, no. Turned out that anyone anywhere could sign up and trade. Look, even their favourite Twitch streamers are doing it. It was clear. It was literally free money. So people jump in droves. So many people that platforms like Robinhood and Trading212 see millions of users sign up in just a few months. However, when these new traders sign up, they have an issue. They don't know anything about actually trading stocks. So they scour the internet for some advice. They dig through stock twits, trading Discord servers, Yahoo Finance comments sections. No sign of intelligence anywhere. But eventually, one by one, they find themselves on a web forum. Blown up Robin Hood accounts and half-eaten crayons strewn across the floor.
That one got me.
Wall Street scenes and trading memes hang from the walls. A stench of chicken tenders roams so potent, their nostril hair dissolves instantly. Wall Street Bets, a subreddit full of degenerate gamblers, and a sea of self-proclaimed autists and retards, all losing so much money trading stocks, not even their wives' boyfriends could bail them out.
Oh my god.
Its reputation in early 2020 was ghastly, and those that stumbled upon the forum recoiled in disgust before turning away, never looking back. However, for those that stayed, 2021 would change everything.
Gotta love that GTA music.
Early 2019. Reddit user u/deepfuckingvalue looks at his savings account. It looks pretty healthy. So naturally, he looks to YOLO it all on a single stock. He spends weeks digging through articles and posts, but eventually, he finds a stock he likes. GameStop. Wait, GameStop? The place you went...
Oh yeah, I actually have my little... I actually am flirting with a certain stock myself. And surprisingly, it's everybody's favorite gaming company, and it's not GameStop, and it's not, you know, Bethesda. It's Blizzard. I actually want to buy Activision Blizzard stock because I predict that Microsoft is just gonna bitch slap them into being a better company, and then when they do get bitch slapped, they're gonna end up making good games again. And basically, you know, the idea is that I would buy Blizzard stock now and then just wait until it goes up because, you know, because of the bitch slap from Microsoft. So, I'm gonna guess that's my bad, of course. Don't do that. That's stupid. But yeah. For now, I haven't bought it, but I'm thinking about just getting that sweet Activision Blizzard stock. So yeah. But yeah.
When to trade your games in for a fraction of the price you paid for them. The same place that sells a physical version of a product that's being downloaded online 80% of the time.
Oof.
The place losing more than $500 million a year. Okay. That didn't sound like the best investment. But Deep Fucking Value's done a bit more research than your average bloke, and it looked like they were actually turning their business around. Turns out that at some point, they must have realised that selling hard copies of video games probably wasn't the thing to focus on in 2019, and started focusing on online retail and merchandise instead.
Look at all the ponies!
Also, the next generation of gaming consoles was just round the corner, which meant only one thing. Trading at $5 a share, meaning a valuation of just $350 million, it was golden. So in June 2019, he goes in on $50,000 worth of GME calls with expiry dates far out in early 2021. Now he just had to wait. A couple of months later, and in August, Michael Burry, one of the first people to short the housing bubble in 2008, announces he's also in on GME for around $10 million. Naturally, Deep Fucking Value's calls get a nice boost. So he posts his positions on Wall Street Bets. However, instead of applause, he's met with universal mockery. GameStop? Retarded, people said. The company was the next blockbuster, and this man's calls were a ticking time bomb. He reads the sea of comments lambasting his positions, but he was confident. He liked the stock, so he stays locked in. He continues to post updates on his GME positions monthly, but Wall Street Bets takes no notice. Oh well, GameStop has its annual earnings in just a few months. This should be good. And on January the 13th, the earnings report drops. It was absolutely dreadful. Revenue was down 30% year on year, and the stock tanks around 40%. It was fine. GME could bounce back from this. But by late February, it becomes apparent a global pandemic is probably hitting US shores. Jesus Christ. I'll just check back in a few months' time. A few months later, and it's November 2020. At this point, Wall Street Bets has found its own darling stock, Palantir, a US software analytics firm that was scoring government contracts like they were going out of fashion. Wall Street Bets didn't really understand what they actually did, but there were rocket emojis everywhere. The answer was obvious. And Palantir's share price triples in just under a month. The gains were sublime. However, eventually, the stock plateaus in the high 20s and doesn't do much for a while. They check back in on deep fucking value. Wait a second. Turns out that while they'd been busy with Palantir, GME shares were being bought up by e-commerce entrepreneur Ryan Cohen, bringing the share price to around $20, meaning deep fucking value's calls were now worth around $2 million. He'd actually turned a profit. Wow. People beg him to sell, to just take his winnings and leave. GameStop was still doomed to fail. But deep fucking value shows no interest. Hold on a sec. Was he actually on to something? Wall Street Bets top men get to work, and after a few nights of research, they spot something. It was the short interest. It was absolutely massive. What's shorting? Well, it's essentially betting that a stock is going to go down. How does it work? Basically, someone owns GameStop shares. You think its share price is going to drop, so you borrow these shares from the owner, then sell them on, promising to repurchase these shares and deliver them back to the owner by a certain point in the future. If the stock goes down in the meantime, you can buy the shares back cheaper, closing your short position and making money on the difference. But if it goes up, you've got an extra shift at McDonald's tonight. Now GME's short interest is around 80%, meaning that 8 in every 10 shares on the market are currently sold short. That was a lot of shares. Wall Street Bets take a second to ponder. See, people that short GameStop have borrowed stock in order to sell it, which means they're trading on borrowed capital. That also means they can't take too much of a loss on their position. 1, because the potential losses are infinite, and 2, in case they fail to pay back the shares. So if the shares were to, hypothetically, go to the moon, shorts would either have to put more cash in their account, essentially doubling down, or close their positions, buying back the stock at an elevated price to pay them back to the owner, bringing the stock price up even further. Now if 80% of GameStop's tradable shares are sold short, and the price goes up so much that all shorts have to close their positions, it would result in a massive short squeeze. Basically, a hell of a lot of buying. Now GME only has around...
Alright, fuck. I should probably just send the links to my friends on Discord. So, give me a moment. This whole... Yeah, this chat is just way too quiet. I need to fix this. I definitely need to fix this. Come on, Discord, just open up already. Come on. Nexus, are you there?
Around 50 million shares on the market. If Wall Street Bets could muster up the buying power for a few million shares and just hold, not only would there be an absolutely massive short squeeze, but also very few shares available to actually buy, forcing shorts to bid higher and higher in order to pay back their shares. People post their hypothesis immediately. Listen boys, the plan is simple. We buy the stock, and we don't sell. Attendees were practically guaranteed, they explain. Wall Street Bets were fascinated. Around the same time, shorts on Wall Street gather round. Gentlemen, this is outrageous. GameStop is literally bleeding $500 million out the arse each year, and its stock price has done nothing but go up. We've got no option. It's time to double down. The spree of short selling that follows is nothing short of insane. Tens of millions of shares are borrowed in a matter of weeks, with millions of dollars from all around Wall Street pouring in. The magnitude of sell orders is unimaginable. However, the price still doesn't budge, so even more sell orders come in. At this point, so many shares are being shorted that shares already sold short are being shorted again, meaning millions of shares are short 2 or more times over. The result? 70 million shares, around 140% of available stock, are sold short. more shares than could actually be purchased. There was only one entity able to utilise this much capital: hedge funds. They'd clearly colluded behind closed doors to short GameStop into the ground. Leading this charge, with a short position of over $100 million, a hedge fund called Melvin Capital. This was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, so Wall Street Bets suit up with calls, shares, and anything they could get their hands on. December 2020. Word has spread far and wide, and hordes of people on Wall Street Bets are loading up on GME and holding on for dear life. Their shares weren't going anywhere. However, it's not long before they start seeing some action. On January the 13th, GameStop announces Ryan Cohen and friends are joining the company's board of directors, and GME begins its takeoff. It soars to $40 the next day. It's fine, it's just day traders. $70 on the 22nd. Alright, the price should come back down any day now. $160 on the 26th. Okay, a bit of heat here boys, but it's gonna be alright. $370 on the 27th. Jesus Christ, who's buying at these prices? My God. And finally, in pre-market trading on the 28th, it hits $500. At this point, the whole world was watching. More than half of Robinhood users had bought the stock, and thousands more were lining up to join in. At $500 a share, GameStop is now worth around $35 billion. More than a fifth of the global gaming industry's entire value.
Oh my God.
His account is currently up to $50 million.
Oh my God.
1,000 times his original investment. But retail traders weren't done just yet. Wait a second boys, all these other stocks are being heavily shorted too. And so, Wall Street Bets jump in. And it works. Short squeezes erupt market-wide, and other companies like AMC shoot up around 600%. However, this surge of short squeezes causes hedge funds to close on a ton of their positions, sending the wider market into freefall. And while every tech, growth, and energy stock absolutely nosedives, the hottest stocks of 2005 head to the skies. The hedge funds were mortified. So this was how the market dies, with thunderous applause. Wall Street Bets had done it. An almost 3,000% short squeeze, proposed, agreed upon, and executed by a horde of degenerates on an online web forum. They were rich. What did we buy? Lambos? Hookers? More crayons? Hold on, gentlemen. The squeeze has yet to even squoze. They look at deep fucking value. He sold a few calls, but for the most part, he's still holding strong. Hold the line, boys. This thing is headed for 1,000. And so, thousands of GME holders don't sell, and many start buying in. However, as the market opens on the 28th, they hear some grave news. Robinhood just stepped in, and they're saying no. They banned the buying of all of Wall Street Bet's hottest stocks. However, you could still sell them. GameStop, AMC, BlackBerry, all shot down in a single move. But that wasn't enough. Wall Street Bets still had key communication lines on their Discord server, and it just so happens, higher ups at Discord had hit the brakes on that too. The damage was immeasurable. GameStop absolutely craters and falls from $500 to $200 in just 2 hours. It bounces up and down over the next 2 days, but by the 1st of February, it was clear. It was heading south. Now at this point, meme production was in full swing. People were flying planes, buying billboards, even in Times Square. GME was everywhere, but the stock remained in freefall. And by early February, GameStop had fallen back to $50 a share. Thousands of bank holders were born. It was over. The damage on Wall Street was significant. After the dust settled, over 5,000 firms had lost money on GME shorts, with a grand total of $70 billion down the drain. Melvin Capital takes the cake on these losses, ending January around 53% down and
Oof.
a $3 billion bailout.
Oof!
That was a lot of damage.
Yeah.
It could have been a lot more if Robinhood didn't step in and cock everything up. Naturally, rumours begin to circulate that big boy hedge funds had ordered Robinhood to step in to help save their asses. People were furious, and small protests on Wall Street erupt within a few days. However, the outrage of Robinhood's decision spread far further than the musty basements of Wall Street beds. Politicians were hearing about it. They weren't happy, and for a brief moment in US politics, the people from both sides of the aisle actually agree on something. Robinhood bad. So in mid-February, congressional hearings about the GameStop situation go underway. The heads of Robinhood in Melvin Capital are summoned immediately. However, Deep Fucking Value is called upon too, upon suspicion of market manipulation for his Reddit posts. The hearings are long and boring, and not much comes out of them. However, Deep Fucking Value is asked if he'd buy more GameStop at the current price, $40. He says yes, and the next day, his portfolio is 50,000 shares heavier. Just a few days later, and GME begins another ascent into the heavens. And Deep Fucking Value's new shares net him $10 million within 3 weeks. He still doesn't sell. So, was Robinhood actually colluding with hedge funds? Well, no, not really. It's a bit complicated, but basically, during the squeeze, there's a bit of a liquidity crisis within Robinhood. See, brokers have to pay a fee to their clearinghouse after every trading day. This fee is usually within the hundreds of millions, but varies based on trading volume and volatility. So most brokers have teams that monitor these factors in real time to determine what their fee will be before they're billed, and whether they need to arrange extra funding beforehand. But over at Robinhood, their risk management thinks this is silly. Why pay for a monitoring team when you can just wait till the end of the day and find out for free? For a few years, this was going great, but on the week of the squeeze, there's a little more volatility in the market, so Robinhood's clearinghouse asks for a bit more cash. Usually, it's in the realm of a few $100 million, but today, it was $3 billion. Robinhood does not have that much money. However, if they were to shut down some of the more volatile stocks, they could knock the fee down to just $700 million. They take the offer and shut down the stocks, re-allowing purchasing as soon as they raise some more cash a few days later. So it looks like Robinhood is in the clear. However, as it turns out, Robinhood's users aren't the biggest fans of having their shares outright banned. Many leave the platform as a result. But by the end of the squeeze, a lot of new traders had joined the subreddit. So many that the subreddit grows from 2 to 8 million members in a matter of days. As a result, it's now filled to the brim with room temperature IQ traders, and the quality of posts plummet. However, establishment firms on Wall Street are interested, and job listings attempting to hire these new traders start popping up. Salaries in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. Requirements? A high Reddit karma, a rich taste in memes, no higher education in finance. But after it was all said and done, people returned to the subreddit. Together, they'd made tens of millions of dollars. It was time to give back. But where? There was only one answer. Ape Foundations. They donate so much money, they adopt 3,500 apes in 6 days. As for GameStop, its share price shot up for a second time in late February, rising more than 600% and almost touching $350, giving thousands of bag holders worldwide an exit point. Their money was back. Today, GameStop is on the rise again and remains valued at over $15 billion, and Deep Fucking Value continues to hold over $30 million of shares. Videos sponsored by Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit. They're everywhere. Thousands engineered day to day, completely for free by people who put blood, sweat and tears into their work. And the results? Absolutely incredible. The process of making a meme is simple. Grab an expressive or well-known image, import it to Photoshop, then recontextualize it by adding relatable or accurate captions. Alternatively, just deep fry the living shit out of it. Then upload it to a platform of your choice. And if it's popular enough, it might even be taken by others, recaptioned, and then re-uploaded to other platforms in a cycle that lasts for weeks, until the meme has been exhausted of all of its humour, and finally, laid to rest. The last few years have seen memes explode in reach. It's even gotten to the point where politicians and political parties are posting them. Memes have become massive, but they aren't anything new. In fact, they've actually been around since the mid-90s. They have changed forms pretty considerably though. It's the year 2000. The Y2K bug has not caused the untold devastation that some had predicted, and people are optimistic. The internet has been publicly available for 9 years now, and it's still in its very early stages, with sites like YouTube and Facebook still another 4 years away. But by this point, the memes had already started. For an idea of some of the internet's first memes, one was a gif of a dancing baby, another a line from a poorly translated arcade game.
All your base are belong to us. Don't ask what it means.
Social media was incredibly bare bones at the time, so if you wanted to share one of these bad boys, it was either through bulletin boards, direct messaging, or good old email. When it came to text-based memes, the late 90s introduced demotivational posters, posters that subverted the common motivational posters for comedic effect. Then in 2005, someone on 4chan decided to put text over pictures of cats, and the people loved it. This text format was then adopted to other images. If you're older than 13, you've probably seen at least one of these. Memes have since evolved over the years, and at this point, they're almost universally known. For good, or for bad. But it wasn't just pictures of cats with text on and baby gifs that went viral. Actual people did too. If you befell this fate, you'd be launched to stardom in a matter of days. Some people lavished this newfound celebrity status, living the life of a rock star, and possibly even...
Yeah, sorry about that. I'm really just trying to get as many people into the stream as possible. I really am sorry the stream has gone to shit, but yeah. Anyway, I think I've done what I could, so maybe it was just a bad start. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Ah, jeez. Man, last night was pretty good. Anyway, enough complaining. Let me just fix this.
becoming elected. But becoming a meme was not such a life for them in a matter of days. Some people put it the motivational posters, posters that subverted the common motivational posters for comedic effect. Then in 2005, someone on 4chan decided to put text over pictures of cats, and the people loved it. This text format was then adopted to other images. If you're older than 13, you've probably seen at least one of these. Memes have since evolved over the years, and at this point, they're almost universally known. For good or for bad.
Where's my Szechuan sauce? I take a rig! One beloved dum-dum!
But it wasn't just pictures of cats with text on and baby gifts that went viral. Actual people did too. If you befell this fate, you'd be launched to stardom in a matter of days. Some people lavished this newfound celebrity status, living the life of a rock star, and possibly even becoming elected. But becoming a meme was not such a great experience for everyone. Lies, lawsuits, hit pieces, and just overall embarrassment could seep through the cracks of the glory and would plague those unfortunate souls for years on end. These are their stories.
Oh my god.
2002, a time characterised by an overwhelming amount of Nokia bricks, the Harry Potter films, and a freshly elected Bush administration. But more importantly, the Star Wars prequels. Enter Ghislaine Raza. Ghislaine was just a regular 14-year-old attending high school in Trois-Rivières, Canada. However, very soon he would come to be known worldwide as a Jedi Knight. On November the 4th, Ghislaine was in the studio room of his high school and wielding nothing but a golf ball retriever.
Nice.
Recorded himself pretending to be a Jedi. That recording was never supposed to leave the room, but Ghislaine made a fatal mistake. The incriminating tape was left in a basement of the school, and in April 2003, a few other students discovered the footage. One of them turned the tape into video, then distributed it around the school. Soon, everyone in the school had seen it. It didn't take long for it to spread around the internet, and needless to say, it blows the fuck up. It's estimated that, by November of 2006, the clip had been viewed around 1 billion times. Once again, the video was going round at a time before YouTube. This was the most viewed video on the internet by far at this point. Naturally, he was dubbed Star Wars Kid. And then came the edits. Star Wars Kid in a canoe. Star Wars Kid in the
I
Matrix.
really should try and finish this.
Star Wars Kid in Star Wars. It was featured and alluded to in countless television shows, and Ghislaine said that almost every talk show in North America asked him to come on. He declined all of them. A petition was even made to include him in the next Star Wars film. The petition reached 140,000 signatures, but unfortunately, he was not offered the cameo. But what seemed to be nothing more than a funny joke turned out to be a bit more sinister than what met the eye. After the video went around the school, Ghislaine's classmates would apparently jump on tables in front of other students and proceed to hurl insults at him about it. When it hit the web, things got a lot worse. Random people were sending him messages. They were not nice. He lost friends at school, and it got so bad that he actually had to leave the school, substituting it with private tutoring. He also had to see a therapist. He went through such an ordeal that, for years after the event, he would do his best to distance himself from the identity of the Star Wars Kid. But there was a problem. People kept recognizing him. Eventually, he ended up just giving up and coming out. In 2003, he sued the families of the children who put the video on the internet for around $250,000. They reached an undisclosed settlement 3 years later, but the money he received ended up not even covering the costs of therapy and private tutoring. We haven't heard much since. April 2005. World of Warcraft is massive. The game just reached an estimated 1.5 million monthly subscribers just 5 months after release. And in this same month, 24-year-old Ben Schultz and his friends record a video that goes down in the history books. A rough go first appears on a World of Warcraft video hosting site called Warcraft Movies. The video starts with Ben's in-game character, Leroy Jenkins, standing at the gates of a raid with a group of friends, while they carefully plan the odds of survival. But there's a twist. Ben has chugged 2 pints of G Fuel beforehand. It quickly becomes the most downloaded video on the site, and people flock to Warcraft Movies just to witness it. The following weeks see the forums flooded with Leroy Jenkins comments. In August 2006, the video blows up on YouTube, and Leroy Jenkins goes mainstream.
Right. Seems we got some new viewers again. Thank God. I was actually wasting so many minutes trying to advertise a bit, but yeah. Anyway, welcome. I I'm just watching a bunch of videos from this internet historian lookalike, and I'm also trying to finish some of the requests here because, you know, it's my job now. Also, Nexus, I hope you're still here, but yeah. I was hoping you would actually start chatting by the time you heard the Leroy Jenkins. But yeah.
Becomes such a staple in the fan base of World of Warcraft that the developers actually try to embrace it, with Leroy Jenkins becoming a trading card in a few of their games and a character in a World of Warcraft expansion. Ben was also invited to their annual conventions, where he would ascend on stage and shout Leroy Jenkins as loud as he could into the audience. But it wasn't all sunshine and roses. An insane amount of people had seen the video. This meant Leroy had fans. A lot of them. This made playing the game a bit more difficult than it used to be, as wherever Ben would go, an army of fans would be marching behind him, uttering those famous words. This went on for months. Apparently on one occasion, an actual enraged mother logged on and shouted at Ben because her son wouldn't stop shouting Leroy Jenkins. In another instance, he had an actual online stalker named Leroy's Apprentice. Leroy's Apprentice would apparently follow him around the game religiously and wanted to hang out with him all the time. But it wasn't just the fans, as it turned out that some people actually weren't too happy about the viral video, and so Ben got his fair share of hate as well. Shortly after the video blew up, Ben and the boys tried to cash in on the insane spread of Leroy Jenkins, so they made some merchandise. Unfortunately, the clothing couldn't compete with the sea of Jenkins merchandise already on the market, although they did manage to sell a thong with Ben's face on it. They also had no way of trademarking Leroy Jenkins because it wasn't associated with a product or service, and the game developers owned the rights to the original video and everything in it. They gave up on this business venture not long after. Ben then took up some voice lessons, and was soon offered a few announcement gigs at some video game tournaments, but that didn't last too long either. It looked like Ben was out of luck when it came to making much money from the video, but then rumours of a Leroy Jenkins character written for the recent Warcraft movie cropped up. Apparently Legendary Pictures even flew him out to Hollywood to meet some of their staff, but it would turn out that this character was in an early version of the script and was quickly scrapped. At least he was invited to the premiere. Ben asked the people at Legendary Pictures that he be included in the next film. The director has since stated that there would be no sequel.
Oh, that one turned out really bad.
In 2004, a German boy by the name of Norman Kokinowski celebrates his 13th birthday. He receives an expensive camcorder. He would use this camcorder to become one of the very first shit posters on the internet. A bit of context. Before any of this, Norman frequented a mixtape website run by a rapper whom he admired. One line from one of the rapper's mixtapes goes, "I'm a real gangster. I drive a car. No, Norman thought he'd parody this line, and in 2005, he shot and uploaded a video that would come to be known as I'm a Real Gangster.
I'm stealing in the bread shop.
This video ends up getting shared around online, and Norman then goes on to create a fictional alter ego around the video called Leopold Slick, and would continue to upload gangster videos online under this persona. These videos would range from exploding Coca-Cola on his face to singing in imitations. Eventually in 2006, he makes a video called PC Spielen, and everything changes. Now 2006 was a time, not too unlike today, where the media was intent on turning to video games to answer why children could turn violent. The media in Germany was pushing this narrative strongly at the time, and a few German politicians were actively discussing it. One even called for an outright ban on them. So keeping that in mind, Norman uploads PC Spielen, a video where he pretends to play Unreal Tournament and get a bit angry. The video gets around online, and eventually Norman is approached by German media company Focus TV, who ask if they can use the clip for a documentary. He agrees. They were then given the rights to PC Spielen, and subsequently shot a documentary called Leopold. This is when things started to turn sour. The documentary ended up making Norman out to be some sort of deranged kid that violent video games had negatively affected. They even went to the lengths of making a completely fake backstory for the video, suggesting that the father had set up a hidden camera to get footage of his ADHD son playing a video game. That was just a shameless lie, but then the documentary started to gain some traction. As a result, PC Spielen went viral, spawning dozens of edits and Norman's worldwide recognition as the angry German kid. He was famous. There was just one problem. Everyone absolutely hated him.
That's called being infamous, actually.
Now, 2006 was also a time when YouTube was more of an authentic place than it is today. A time where most of the videos were breakdown, DIY, and otherwise educationally oriented. In other words, Norman was very ahead of his time. People thought the videos were real. They thought he was really weird. Thousands of hate comments appeared under the numerous uploads of PC Spielen. He also started to get bullied at school. He tried writing an online post explaining that the videos were staged, but no one was listening. He would end up pulling the original gangster videos, but it was too late. Dozens of re-uploads were already around. It was out of Norman's hands. He announced that no more videos would be released because of the situation and disappeared from the internet without a trace. There would be no more real gangster.
Yeah, this reminds me of
Although 6
Lindsay.
years later, he would come back.
This reminds me of a woman called Lindsay Ellis. I would not suggest you look it up. It's really bad. But yeah. Anyway. Anyway, I'm pretty sure Nexus is just busy with her work. I wish her good luck on that. But yeah. Anyway, good luck on the work. Just give me a call if you need anything about Blender related. I may know something or two, so just give me a call.
Back to YouTube as a bodybuilder and a rapper.
I should have focused on drawing.
Fuck Parade, Berlin, July 2000. An experimental video artist by the name of Matthias Fritsch records a 4-minute clip of an absolutely stacked Nordic-looking man dancing down the street to techno music. Matthias uploads it to his website, and not much happens for about 6 years. But then in 2006 he uploads it to YouTube, and in 2007 it goes viral. The Techno Viking becomes world famous, and Matthias earns around $10,000 through YouTube ads and licensing over the first 2 years of it going viral. But 2 years later, a letter would arrive on Matthias's doorstep. It was the Viking. He wasn't happy. It turned out to be a letter from the Techno Viking's lawyer, and upon opening it, Matthias saw that the anonymous Viking was demanding he remove the video from the internet and never use it for commercial purposes again. This demand didn't make too much sense, as there were dozens of re-uploads already floating around online, but it would be a $250,000 fine if he failed to comply. Not only take down the videos, but the Viking demanded €13,000 for damages. That and the €10,000 in legal fees added up to €23,000 that Matthias had to pay, rendering him bankrupt. The German court ultimately ruled that everyone else in the world was free to upload the video, besides Matthias. Matthias could never touch the video again. The Techno Viking was not a big fan of the video. It apparently took him 2 years to even find out about it, and when he did, he was not happy. This was partly because the man was on copious amounts of speed at the time of recording. He tried to stay off the radar for the following years after the video, and his identity was never actually uncovered, although rumours popped up here and there. He's only revealed his actual identity in the last few years, and what little information we now know of the man is that his first name is Gunther. That's about it. The rest is still a mystery. Also, the Techno Viking is now a Fortnite dance.
Oh my god. They actually covered Harambe.
May 27th, 1999. A young gorilla is born at Gladys Porter Zoo, Texas. His name is Harambe. In 2014, he was transferred to Cincinnati Zoo, and unfortunately, Harambe would meet his end here just 2 years later. May 28th, 2016. Cincinnati Zoo and Botanical Garden. The time hits 4 o'clock and a 3-year-old begins his journey into a gorilla enclosure, climbing a 3-foot fence, crawling through 4 feet of bushes, and then falling 15 feet into the shallow water of the pit. Things go south from there. Upon realising that a child was in the pit, the zookeepers signal for the 3 gorillas in the enclosure to return inside. 2 of the gorillas follow orders, but the 3rd gorilla goes rogue. This gorilla is Harambe. Instead, he climbs down into the shallow waters to investigate the splashing. Now at this point, the crowd is screaming at the sight of a 400-pound gorilla nearing a child. Harambe can't take the pressure and gets agitated and defensive. He stands over the child before dragging him through the shallow water. This is not an ideal situation for anyone, and the clock is ticking. There are 2 main options. Option 1, they could tranquilise Harambe, but this comes with a few problems. The tranquilization could take a few minutes to kick in, and his unconscious body could fall on the kid. Option 2 involves a hunting rifle. Eventually, the head zookeeper makes the executive decision: eliminate the ape. They took the shot, and tragically, Harambe was no more. This sparked RIP Harambe protests outside of the zoo for a few days, and for weeks after the ape's demise, the commemorative displays were being parodied online. People targeted some of the memes at Cincinnati Zoo's social media accounts, so many people in fact, that the Cincinnati Zoo was actually begging people to stop. People didn't stop. Cincinnati Zoo had no choice. They had to go offline. Petitions popped up on change.org demanding justice for Harambe, one even reaching 500,000 signatures, and the hashtag Dicks Out for Harambe went viral. A Harambe statue was erected, people got tattoos of Harambe, apparently people voted for Harambe. He was everywhere. And naturally, this brought a lot of attention to the head zookeeper and the parents of the child, and they started to have some problems. First off was the head zookeeper. It was his Twitter. It kept getting hacked. The since deleted tweets read, "I was planning this for a while. So sorry it took so long, brother. Have a good time in heaven. Hashtag Harambe." And Harambe 1, Cincinnati Zoo 0. The head zookeeper retrieved his account and deleted the tweets. Then came another tweet, simply hashtag Dicks Out for Harambe. The zookeeper re-retrieved his account and deleted the tweet. The parents of the child also had problems. Hordes of people attacked the mother over Facebook and Twitter for not keeping an eye on her child, and that petition I mentioned earlier, it was made to incite an investigation into whether the parents were fit enough to raise their 4 kids. The mother made the backlash even worse by posting a lengthy statement on Facebook, thanking God, and not really showing any sympathy for the gorilla. She got so much hate that she ended up deleting her Facebook account. And so, the cautionary tales of internet fame gone wrong come to a close. But one thing is certain, becoming a meme is a dance with death. It can shoot you to the stars, shower you with money, and even, unfortunately for us, launch a rap career. But bankruptcy, lawsuits, and God forbid, even being unable to play World of Warcraft is never off the table. This video is sponsored by NordVPN. Modern science.
Wait, what's this
Countless
video?
years of research, tens of thousands of experiments, all culminating in an explosion of innovation. Humanity launched into a technological golden age. Global communication in an instant. Live broadcasting from any location at any time. Once unimaginable technologies, now becoming a reality. And scientists worldwide are paving the way for more to come. The science behind this propulsion of technology has also told us that we're living in an ever-expanding universe, filled with hundreds of billions of galaxies. And within one of these galaxies, our solar system, where 8 planets, and a sort of planet but not really, have been rotating around a star for the last 4.5 billion years. And within the solar system, planet Earth. Green, luscious, oxygen-rich. Most can agree on the basic details, but there is a lane of discussion that some don't dare go down. A rabbit hole that runs so deep, you might never come back out. Is the Earth actually flat? Ever since the ancient Greeks began their equations more than 2,000 years ago, the overwhelming consensus has slowly shifted to the viewpoint that the Earth is a sphere. More recently, satellites around the world have managed to capture images of the planet from the depths of space, further cementing a spherical Earth. There's also the mountain of mathematical and scientific evidence, but not everyone was so easily convinced. Alternate theories of Earth's shape have sprung up left, right and centre, but none of them more widespread than flat Earth. A theory that suggests that NASA, world governments, airlines, and basically anyone in the field of navigation have been lying to us about the shape of the planet for the last few decades. Is it true? Has modern technology failed us? Or are scientists hiding the truth? Is there a massive dome covering the planet? Did the Notorious Big know something we didn't? Modern flat earth societies worldwide have been asking similar questions for quite some time, and governments are terrified with the progress they're making. Their main beliefs are the following: the earth is flat, under a dome, and surrounded by a giant wall of ice. Also, some believe that space is a complete lie, crafted by a man on Photoshop. The sun and the moon are two small lights hovering over the earth within the dome. Gravity isn't a thing.
Fake news, folks.
And that the entirety of Australia doesn't actually exist. All of this because they can't see a curve on the horizon. Their arguments are strong, and they're only getting stronger, as in the last few years, they've assembled a crack team of scientists solely devoted to finding evidence for their theory. They're not quite there yet, but they're getting damn close. Alongside the research division, there are the Flat Earth Conventions, where the most educated Flat Earth conspiracy theorists gather to hold intelligent and profound discussions on what's really going on in the shadows. And through the global reach of the internet, Flat Earth has spread far and wide, even to the point where people are actually building entire communities around the theory. Flat Earth music, Flat Earth merchandise, even Flat Earth dating sites. Naturally, the whole thing has also led to a lot of memes and trolling. But with thousands of members, and an end goal to have Flat Earth taught in schools, the Flat Earthers aren't playing around. Dover, the United Kingdom, the 1950s. There's a guy in town called Samuel Shenton, and he thinks the world is flat. After creating his own cosmology, he sets up the International Flat Earth Research Society in 1956, and starts spreading the word. Now, the Flat Earth Society isn't actually the first of its kind. In fact, it's heavily inspired by another Flat Earth Society founded in England in the late 1800s, but with less of a religious focus. These guys were going to prove the Earth was flat with science. Shenton would spend the next few years lecturing his theory to political groups and youth clubs. However, for some reason, his ideas struggled to catch on. When Shenton died in 1972, the society would come under new leadership, a bloke called Charles Johnson. The membership of the Flat Earth Society would rise to around 3,000 under Johnson's leadership, but began to decline in the late 90s, after a fire at his house. And Flat Earth began to fizzle out. That was until the internet came around. A digital revolution. Arguably the most monumental piece of technology ever invented. In with it came new forms of communication, universal access to data, and the development of cutting-edge technologies. Of course, it wasn't all good. But with this flood of new communication came new means to spread information. Instead of traditional network television, which was constantly under producer supervision, anyone with a laptop could shoot a video, upload it, and have it streamed directly onto someone else's computer. It didn't matter how well researched what you were saying was, as long as it made for a good 30-minute watch before bed, you were golden. And so, early YouTube was massive for spreading some of the more far-reaching conspiracy theories, and YouTube's algorithm actually pushed you towards them. It was in this climate that the Flat Earth Society relaunched online in 2009. And from there, it wasn't long before Flat Earth videos started to circulate on this conspiracy-driven YouTube, accumulating millions of views.
Oh, hi Macro-san. Nice to see you again. Anyway, I'm just finishing this up. Progress has been very slow, but yeah. Anyway.
And luring more and more people in. Literally to the point where YouTube had to change how their algorithm works in order to curb the spread of them. But it was too late. Thousands joined, conventions sprung up, books written, articles uploaded, songs produced, tweets posted. It was everywhere. Now, Flat Earth pulls in a few kinds of people. First, there are the people who believe that the few lines in the Bible alluding to a flat Earth should be taken literally, and then there are the conspiracy theorists who get roped in from the jungle of other conspiracy theories online. And although they're all under the same flag, they don't all agree with each other. For instance, not everyone believes in the dome. Some believe that the planet just keeps going on forever. Some also believe that the Earth is motionless, while others believe it's constantly moving upwards. So as well as the arguments with globetards, there's also quite a lot of bickering with each other. The society has also had some critics, most notably astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson, alongside pretty much every other scientist on the planet. But it didn't matter. The Flat Earthers had B.O.B., a rapper that no one had heard about in around 10 years. Inevitably, an online dispute between deGrasse Tyson and B.O.B. sprung up in early 2016. It started out with a few tweets. deGrasse Tyson sees what B.O.B. is posting on Twitter and immediately steps in the ring. The following back and forth on Twitter starts out relatively level-headed, but it doesn't stay that way for long. The very next day, B.O.B. drops a Flat Earth diss track on Neil deGrasse Tyson, instantly proving all of his points wrong. Neil swings back with a diss track of his own. B.O.B. had had enough. He was going to prove his point. In 2017, he sets up a $1 million GoFundMe to launch a satellite into the sky and settle it once and for all. However, it doesn't quite reach its goal. Not much has happened since. Okay, so potentially millions of people have been roped into the viewpoint that the Earth's flat. But what are their actual arguments? The Flat Earthers' discoveries are incredible. Their arguments proving too logical for scientists themselves. However, there are a few issues with a few of their points. At the base of the society, the Flat Earth model. This is what the entire movement revolves around. There are a few different versions, but they all share the same fundamental aspects. They're flat and surrounded by a wall of ice. Here are the problems with that. To get to this model, they've had to stretch countries out, literally to the point where they're actually no longer proportional. Also, when put into practice, countries on this map are much farther apart than they are in reality. For instance, here is a direct flight from Sydney, Australia to Santiago, Chile, approximately a 7,000-mile journey. QF27 is a 12-hour flight. However, if the world looks like this, you're looking at a distance of around 17,000 miles, and that's going to take a lot longer than 12 hours. In fact, the plane would have to travel at almost twice the speed of sound. Flat Earth's response to this? The flights don't exist. The airlines are in on it, and the flights are simply unable to be booked, or always cancelled a few days before. The multiple videos of people getting on these flights on YouTube are yet to be addressed. Now let's take a look at who's actually in on it. Turns out, it's a lot of people. Anyone with a reasonable knowledge of circumnavigation, governments worldwide, scientists worldwide, NASA, and the United Nations. It's even in their logo. And all of NASA's footage? CGI. In fact, Flat Earthers reckon that NASA was actually created to hide the real shape of the Earth in the first place, and is spending billions of dollars a year all in an effort to cloak the fact that we're living under a dome. Okay, so how do they explain ships disappearing over the horizon bottom first? Heat. If the sun and the moon look like this, how come solar eclipses exist? It's a shadow object that orbits the sun. Okay, their arguments are convincing, but some members of the Flat Earth Society still weren't content, so they thought they'd conduct some research of their own. It's 2017, and Flat Earther Mike Hughes looks up to the sky. He doesn't believe the lies, and wants to see the so-called curvature of the Earth with his very own eyes. So he plans to build a homemade rocket to do so, but first he needs $20,000. He crowdfunds $8,000 and gets to work on building the rocket. After months of assembly, November 2017 finally comes around. But at the very last minute, the Bureau of Land Management tell him he's on public land and not allowed to launch. A few months later, he's ready to launch again, and this time, he's no longer on public land. However, the rocket doesn't actually work. Quite lucky for Hughes, considering his team forgot to arm the main parachute of the rocket. But on the 26th of March, he's ready to launch for a third time. And it finally happens. He soars almost 2,000 feet into the sky before coming back down to Earth. A successful launch, but not quite high enough to see the curvature of the planet. For that, he would have needed to reach a height of 35,000 feet. Flat Earth? Not proven. However, there's a bit more to the story than that. If Hughes had actually wanted to see the curvature of the Earth, all he had to do was fork out $200 for a ride on a commercial airline, which generally reaches at least 30,000 feet. That's a lot cheaper than building a $20,000 makeshift rocket. It also turns out that Hughes is actually a daredevil and has been launching rockets for quite some time. He launched a rocket reaching 1,500 feet in 2014 and set up a fundraiser for a launch in 2016, asking for $150,000, but that amassed little more than $300. However, after suddenly declaring himself a flat earther in 2017, Hughes managed to crowdfund almost $10,000. So I don't think it's reaching to say that Mike Hughes actually just used flat earth as a means to fund his rocket career. Tragically, Mike Hughes passed away early this year, after an early deployment of a parachute during his latest rocket launch. Back again to 2018, and a group of flat earthers decide to test their theory. Okay, so these so-called scientists are telling us that the Earth is spinning 360 degrees a day, so that's got to be 15 degrees of rotation an hour. We'll see about that. One of them spends $20,000 on a ring laser gyroscope, a device that they can use to measure the rotation of the planet. They then leave it up for an hour. It measures 15 degrees. That measurement didn't count, of course, because the gyroscope was supposedly picking up heavenly energies from the sky. So they then put it in a zero Gauss chamber. They wait 1 hour. Still 15 degrees. Flat Earth, still not proven. In the same year, another group of flat earthers get to work. Okay, so one guy used our movement to crowdfund his rocket hobby. Another guy wasted $20,000 on a piece of navigational equipment that proved us wrong. Time to go a bit cheaper. This experiment would require only 3 boards and a 3000 milliwatt laser. The basic idea was that they'd have 3 boards placed evenly along a 3.88 mile stretch through the Victoria Canal. They'd then shoot the laser from one end to the other, and then track where it passed on each board. And if it was at the same point across all 3, the Earth was flat. But if the laser passed a lower point on the middle post, the Earth was round. However, when they actually tested it out, the laser beam had expanded over the canal and shone onto the entire final board, making it impossible to tell what point it was hitting. Another failure. Alright boys, one final test. This was basically another attempt at the last test, but with a few key differences. This one involved only 2 boards, a camera and a flashlight. They cut out holes 14 feet up the boards, then posted them along the same stretch of the canal. If the camera on the other end of the flashlight picked up any lights through the holes, the Earth was flat. But if the camera picked up no light, the Earth was round. The camera didn't pick up any light. So far, not much has worked out. However, the Flat Earth Society are currently setting up plans for a Flat Earth cruise, set to sail to the Great Ice Wall within the next 2 years, where the Flat Earthers will finally be able to gaze upon the Great Barrier keeping us all caged in, with their very own eyes. What they'll say when they realise it's not actually a wall, nobody can say. But for now, the Earth is undeniably flat to potentially millions of people.
Did you know that you can buy a personal trainer who's a ghost?
Not sure which video should I watch, but yeah, I shouldn't waste my time just doing that. I should really focus. And plus, chat seems to be dead, so yeah. I don't know. Fuck it, I'm just gonna go ahead and buy this.
An autonomous chessboard that moves completely on its own accord, or a bottle of water that can make your brain think you're drinking whatever you want to be drinking. Welcome to 24 of the hottest tech inventions, from sizzling to scorching to straight up fire. Okay, number 24 is Hush Me. It's a mask, but instead of muffling your speech, it allows you to talk to people with 100% clarity. So they can hear what you're saying because there's a microphone directly in the mouthpiece. You can hear what they're saying because there are actually noise-cancelling earphones attached to the body, and no one else can hear what either of you are saying, thanks in part due to speech muffling material around the mouthpiece. It's pretty clever, but compared to some of the things coming up in this list, I'm going to give it a 2 out of 10 on the heat scale. Okay. Number 23 is the gloriousness that is glowing faucets, or in other words, specialized LEDs that you can fit onto the inside of your taps. They're powered by the water pressure, so when the water is on, the LEDs are on. When the water's off, the LEDs are off. Okay, Aaron, it's a light. Get over yourself. Yes, but when paired with a temperature sensor, you can make it so that when the water's cold, the light turns blue. When the water's warm, like a bath temperature, the light is orange. And then when the water's so hot that you shouldn't be touching it, the light can be red. That's an easy 3 out of 10. Functional, as well as being cool. Here's a fun fact. I love cycling. But because I live in the UK, which gets about 2 nice days of weather per year, this gadget called Blink really calls to me. You attach an existing normal bike onto the Blink base, and it basically turns it into a static exercise bike with a twist. You pick a location using the app, you strap on a VR headset, and you are cycling in that location. Blink keeps track of your speed and direction, and because you're wearing a VR headset as well, you can look anywhere in whatever location you've decided. I wonder what happens if you fall off like a virtual cliff. 3 out of 10. And on a similar note, do you know what's really great? Gyms. Everyone is trying to look after their bodies right now. I actually remember reading a paper that said the up-and-coming generation drinks 20% less alcohol than just one generation above it for health reasons. The only issue is that actually getting the dumbbells to do all this weight training is not just incredibly expensive. These two here are literally $200, but also take up a stupid amount of space. Thankfully, there is a company called Better Body who's created one dumbbell that is completely modular. They're not the only company to have done this, but their offering has 9 weights, all the way from 2 kilograms to 30 kilograms in one. 3 out of 10 heat, which is still pretty hot. Alternatively, if the idea of a gym horrifies you, then the Lazy Reader glasses might be a little more up your alley. They contain mirrored lenses at just the right angle such that you can completely lie down, remove all strain from your neck, but still read the books you want to read and watch the TV shows you want to watch. Simple? Yes. A sign we're doomed as a society? Probably. But a clever solution to a modern day problem? Absolutely. 4 out of 10. Okay, have you ever found yourself wanting to take your electric scooter somewhere, but you couldn't because it wouldn't fold up into your bag? Happens all the time. Well, worry no more, because Poimo is a fully inflatable scooter. All the electronics are still in place, and all you have to do is to just pump it before you want to use it. It's part of a growing category of soft mobility, vehicles that are trying to facilitate safer interactions between their users than what we have now. This girl's having the time of her life. 4 out of 10. Okay, now for a couple of rubbish ones, and not that kind of rubbish. For example, the most sophisticated trash can on the planet. A company called Town Youth has built a bin that can detect when your hands are near it and open automatically, use thermoplastic sealing technology, or heat, to seal up the black bag inside of it before you have to open the bin and experience its horrors yourself. But not just that, once it detects that you've taken out your used sealed black bag, it realizes that it needs a new one, it can dispense one and inflate it so that it's literally ready to go again straight away. This place smells so bad. Now, still on the topic of trash, but thankfully not near any, do you know what's better than a bin that seals itself? A bin that you can't see. Introducing EcoLift, disposal sites so beautiful that they could be a tourist attraction. Definitely more of a tourist attraction than whatever the hell London just built, and that's because these aren't actually bins, they're just passages to disposal units underground. It keeps the area on top looking clean, it keeps out flies and rats and all the lovely aromas that usually come with garbage. And it also means that instead of the risk of overfilling and the inevitability of having to empty these bins once per hour, you
I'll be right back. I need to go ahead and grab some water and do some stuff. I need to eat, by the way, so be right back. Let me just save this and close my eyes. Yeah, the hair is definitely getting in the way of tracking. Okay, that looked cursed.
you